station, 1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning into The Source, WOCA. I guess it's warming up a little bit. My thermometer says it is 53 degrees, which is a little bit better than 46, which it was this morning. Joe Reichel is in the studio to answer your do-it-yourself home improvement questions, or perhaps get information from Joe about who you could call to get a professional fixer-upper or a professional, let me see, what's another thing I would say? Remodeler or something like that. Good morning, Joe. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm good. Yeah, it's a little chilly out there. Got to put a jacket on this morning. So,
which you kind of like, right?
I don't mind.
Don't you like having to wear? I mean, you bought a jacket. You must have liked it at one time.
Well, yeah. I do like having the nice, beautiful weather. I just got back from up north, and
that's right. You went hunting.
It was cold up there.
Where'd you go? Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania, where my family lives, and I got home, and I could not, flying into Orlando. It was beautiful blue skies, and everything's green, and it's not like that up north right now.
Isn't that amazing, though? I mean, when you take an airplane ride in the winter, and you see the contrast, isn't that just absolutely? Doesn't that floor you?
Yes. It is amazing, the difference.
It's kind of like going from the East Coast to the desert area. It's like, wow, there's no plants.
Right.
Like we are so lush with green plants, we don't realize it.
We really are. And that's one thing, too. Like, when we get the colder weather, it really catches us by surprise. Because we're not ready for it. We're not really prepared for it like, the places a little further north. So
and the trees are less prepared too, according to some people. I'm guessing Caroline would be among them. When it gets really cold and there's ice on a branch,
makes it's a lot heavier.
That's heavy. That's water stuck to a branch.
It is. Yeah, there was some freezing rain whenever I was up north. So
really,
yeah, that was kind of miserable.
And do you want to talk about the hunting?
I didn't get anything, so
no?
I got
Did
cold.
Anybody you were with get anything?
Yes, everybody except me.
Oh, really? And when they were hunting,
it was.
Is there a season, or can you hunt for anything?
It's deer season right now.
Okay, so somebody got a deer.
Right. My brother had already gotten one in archery, and so my dad got one. My nephew got one
with a bow and arrow.
My brother got his with a bow and arrow. But
wow!
It was gun season. It started gun season. So my dad, my sister, and my nephew.
What is that like to see an arrow fly through the air and go into an animal? Is it?
I can watch it on TV.
Do you hear it?
I mean,
do you hear that sound?
I heard that sound. Yes. You can hear an arrow flying through the area, yes, but mostly you hear the bow.
But you have to hit it very, very accurately, don't you?
In order to make a humane
kill. Is it true
yes.
what they say that a spoonful of sugar helps the venison go down? Is that true?
Probably. Probably. So anyway, I brought with me today.
You got something? What is it?
I brought with me a supply line, a toilet connector, is what it's called if you go to Home Depot or Lowe's. The tag says toilet connector.
It's a 12-incher, too.
But it's a toilet supply line that goes from the water supply and connects, this end connects on the water supply, and then this end connects onto the toilet, the bottom of the toilet tank. And two of our recent jobs have both been floods. Two of our recent floods have both been caused by a toilet supply line breaking.
Oh, really?
And flooding the house. So this is a $5 hose or $5 supply line that you can buy at Lowe's or Home Depot, and all you need to do is turn the valve to turn the water off, and then use a wrench in order to undo this, and then connect a new one, and you could save yourself lots of headaches and thousands of dollars in damages.
Can I ask you a question about that? Is there a way to tell us all how to look at that supply line and know that it needs to be changed?
Well, you probably wouldn't know by looking at it.
No.
This is the newer style. This is a braided line, steel braided line that was what they call it, stainless steel. And it's not supposed to break. However, this this top end that connects to the toilet, that is made of plastic. And that's the part that typically will go bad. And a lot of times people will have one thing that causes it to go bad faster is if you're storing chemicals in your bathroom, or even just the chemicals cleaning
so it erodes,
get on that, and it could cause that plastic to harden.
That would make sense.
And become brittle. So kind of a rule of thumb. Some plumbers will tell you 5 years. Some will tell you 7 years.
Just change it. If you don't know.
Every once in a while, it wouldn't hurt to change that supply line. Like I said, it's a $5 connection, $5 hose that could save you thousands.
So I have a question, and I've done this, and I don't know that I did it right, but it seems to be okay.
Okay.
I one time had to change the tank on my toilet.
Right.
And there are 2 bolts.
Yes, there are.
And the tank is made out of ceramic, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I was very, very afraid that if I tightened it too much, it would just crack it. Mm-hmm. And so I tightened it what I thought was good enough, and it was still leaking. So then I tightened it just a little bit more, and it stopped leaking. Now, obviously, I'm an amateur, have no idea what I'm doing. How do the professionals actually know how tight to make that? I've always wondered,
Well, you can break them. But, typically, when the back of that toilet comes down, the toilet tank connects to the bowl.
Right.
It won't move. There won't be any movement. So as long as you've got it tight enough that there's no movement there, that's tight enough.
Oh, that's how you tell.
Mm-hmm. And there's a rubber gasket that's in there, and then on the bolts there's the rubber gaskets too. So, it's not. It wouldn't be hard to over tighten it and cause that to break for sure. And then that's something that would definitely have to be fixed. So, and
what we've learned from you is that what we might think as, it's not that big of a deal, it's just a small leak. But if it happens when you're away,
yes,
even if you're away just for the time that you're at work, just for those 8 hours or whatever, that can be major damage.
Well, if you have a supply line, like this right here, this is only, it's a small line, small hose right there, probably about a 1/4 inch of an opening in the hose, but that running all day long will cause a lot of damage. And I was in the guys are going out to a job today. I got a call over the weekend and a referral for a guy, and I called him, and his neighbor, he lives in a condo. He has a condo. He doesn't live there. It's out in Lake Weir. But anyway, his neighbor had a plumbing issue, and they got it fixed. But the water went into his condo as well.
Oh no.
And he wasn't there, and he went there a week later, and there's mold everywhere, and it's all wet, and so...
Multiple problems.
Yes. So, that's a situation where you're gone for a long, extended period of time, and that's why they suggest not to leave any appliances running, like a dishwasher, washing machine, or dryer, if you're not home.
And that supply line to the ice maker also.
Mm-hmm. And then these are, the dishwasher, like I said, the dishwasher, your toilets, the ice maker to your refrigerator. These are, and your laundry machine. These are all they have all have hoses. And they could all break. So, it wouldn't be a bad idea to fix these to exchange these every 5 to 7 years.
Joe Reichel is here from Damage Control Services. My recommendation is to get one of his magnets so that you can put it on your refrigerator, because that way you'll always know where his number is when you need it, and you don't want to use it, but when you need it, you'll be glad you have it. We'll be right back with Joe Reichel after this break. If you want to call Joe right now, the number is 622-9622.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be breezy and cool today as clouds give way to some sun, the high 61 to 67. And tonight will be clear and chilly, though 39 inland, 44 along the coast. Sunny but cool tomorrow with a high of 59 to 63. Thursday, sunshine mixing with clouds and remaining quite cool with a high of 60 to 64. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Yes, it's that time of year again. Christmas Days at WOCA, and we are in the spirit of giving. What you need to do to win is call us when we ask you to, and we'll put your name in the drawing. Remember, you can only put your name in once. You may win a certificate from Pack Mail, or one from Ocala Utilities, or one from Downtown Jewelry and Pawn of Bellevue, or Dance Alive, or... So listen to put your name in, and listen to win on WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Experience Christmas at Gaylord Palms, November 15th through January 4th with Ice, featuring the Nutcracker. Relive your favorite scenes from the classic ballet, hand-carved in more than 2 million pounds of ice sculptures and slides. Enjoy a special bonus area, the Frostbite Factory, and watch artisans from Harbin, China carve amazing ice sculptures before your eyes. Your awe-inspiring experience concludes with the wonder of the Nativity in Ice. For tickets and packages, visit christmas@gaylordpalms.com.
All right, 13 minutes before 11 o'clock. Let's return to Joe Reichel and Damage Control from Damage Control Services. The phone lines are open. The number is 622-9622. And we were talking about sinks.
Yes, we were. And, your sinks also have supply lines underneath them. And we didn't even talk about that. A hot water and a cold water supply line. And if you have a kitchen sink, you also have the sprayers connected down there too. Typically, you have a sprayer there. So,
do you know what we were looking at the other day? There's these odd things that you can get for under $5 on Amazon.
Okay.
And one of them was this LED faucet light, and it's blue when the water's cold, it's red when the water's hot, and it's green when it's tepid. Is that the word? Between cold and hot? Have you ever heard of that before?
I have not. That's kind of cool, though.
And I thought, well, that might be a problem later on, like after it gets old and just, I don't know, might cause a flood. Whatever you stick it up there.
How does it connect? I mean,
I don't know. It just said it works. No batteries. It's just the water flowing through it is how it gets its power. And I should find it on Amazon and show you.
That's unique. Unique for sure. I haven't ever heard of one of those, but
we've never needed it before.
That would kind of be a neat thing for kids, though.
To know that it's not safe to touch the water, maybe.
Or if you want to tell them, they want to use hot water when it's warm, in order to wash their hands, warmer water to wash their hands, so they could be watching it if it is too, and that's something too, just a safety thing. If your hot water is too hot, you can always get it, turn it down at the water heater in order to, keep somebody from getting burnt, for sure. If your water's coming out hot enough to burn you, that's hotter than you probably need, and typically you wouldn't need much hot water. If you're making a cup of tea or something like that, you can always stick it in the microwave or heat a little bit up versus heating all of your water all of the time.
I'm showing you the shower one, and that is more than 3 colors. Has a purple in it.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it's somehow an LED that just no batteries, just the water somehow causes the thing to light up. What does it say is the price on there?
$5.99 and free shipping.
Isn't that amazing?
Typically $69.99.
Yeah. Well, that's how come we knew about it, is because there were some things on Amazon that were drastically reduced. I guess because nobody's buying them.
I would buy that. I think that'd be cool.
It is kind of cool. How many stars does it have? Can you see it?
It is a 3.5 star
so it's
rating.
not getting great ratings, you see. It's probably breaking down or something.
All your shower heads, and that's something, just another thing, you can always change those out, and typically your shower head will get, start to get the deposits and stuff in it, and they don't work as well, so.
Is that bad or worse, I should say, around here than other areas because of the limestone? Is that what happens around here?
I'm not really a water guy. I know people that are.
I had one in 2 weeks ago. Sean Scott was here 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he's a water guy. But I mean, someone who specializes in knowing, the different qualities of water. There's a guy that I know, Florida Water. He's, Tom Barber. He's pretty good at that. He can test the water and see what it needs and whatnot, or what you need as far as a water softener maybe, or different things. So I don't really understand all that too much, but
this is what the thing looks like. It looks like just a normal. You just screw it into the faucet.
So that's for your faucet. That's
and then somehow
neat.
it colors the water. I mean, not colors it, but
a little light
sends a light through it. Yeah.
That would be really, really cool for a kid's bathroom.
I think so.
Like even the shower. I like it. I think I would like it for my bathroom too, but just saying. I think it'd be fun.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
You would need to turn the lights on. Just turn the water on.
Turn the water on.
I'd have the water running all the time.
It's green in here. It's not hot enough then if it's green.
No. I think that'd be cool though. There's so many neat inventions and things that are out there that people have come up with to make life easier and more fun. Just
kind of what this reminds me of, although not about the light part, about the quality part. Because as I look at this, I see there's varying prices here, and I don't know that they're better or worse than the others. But that goes to the piece you're holding right there. I remember having to buy one of them, and that was, I think, even though it's only $5, I think it was more than the $2 and $3
yes,
connectors.
Typically, there's always different qualities and of products out there, and you spend a little bit more for something, and it's typically it's going to be a little better.
And I think I asked somebody at the store. He said this is the best one, so that's why I spent the $5.
Well, and like I said, this is a stainless steel braided hose, so it's not typically going to break at this point. It will break at the connections, and that's where the plastic is.
Yeah. And you have a phone call. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Good morning, Joe. It's Sonny calling.
Good morning, Sonny.
What amazes me is I never ever remember these kind of problems when years ago when I was a kid. Plus the fact that we had like 8 or 9 people in our family, and we had one bathroom, and everybody survived. I can remember my father using the kitchen sink to shave in.
I'm glad you said shave.
But, we all survived.
Yep.
I personally can't see myself living in a house with only one bathroom even today. So I've changed, and I like the idea of having your one bathroom in the master bedroom there. But it's just amazing how we seem to change with the times and what's going on. I never heard of all these different leaks. I do know they happen, and I stay on top of the stuff that I have.
Right.
Like you said, changing out the connections and the hoses. But years ago, I don't ever remember anything like that happening.
Well, and that's one thing too. Years ago, like for example, the older homes, even nowadays, they have the galvanized plumbing under the house or in the walls, and that stuff is a lot harder, and it took a lot longer for that to ever create any type of leaks. But now it started, as you get an old home now, you have to replace all that because it rusts through and whatnot. So, and also the plumbing supply lines, a lot of these older ones, they were a metal connection. So you wouldn't have the plastic like you do nowadays, and definitely a better quality product, and it would have lasted longer, but not so much a cost effective nowadays.
Another thing I noticed, some of the houses, the newer houses today, have plastic plumbing, and I noticed that some of the connections where it's glued, right, and usually it's got an elbow or something. Anyway, this was a connection, elbow connection, and you could see staining around where the glue was, and it looks like it was the water, the glue or something is letting go, and it's starting to develop a very small leak.
Oh, wow.
And how in God's name do you repair something like that? And I'll hang up and listen. And thanks for your programming, and thank you, WOCA.
Thank you, Sonny.
Thank you, Sonny. Yeah, that's, it really depends where it's at. Sometimes it's best just to redo the whole thing for sure, as far as that, the different plastics and whatnot. And, it really depends, over time, these things can cause problems.
And you have another phone call, Joe. Good morning. You're on the air with Joe Reichel.
Yes, good morning, Joe.
Good morning.
See, if a person is planning to leave town for the holidays or for a 7 to 10 day trip, and to play it safe, to turn your house water off, your main water line off, do you have to do anything to adjust your water heaters if your gas?
I don't believe so, because it would have water in there, remaining in there. If you were to turn the water off and drain all the lines, then that's a different story, because you wouldn't want that heating element to continue to be heating in there and no water being in there. But if you're leaving and you're turning the water off, you could even turn that off, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it being on while you were gone. So,
well, the one newer one has a what they call a vacation setting,
right?
And then the older one has you'd have to actually turn it off. Then I got to relight the let's call it again to get it going, and that'd be starting to fool around with stuff. And I really don't want to do it. And I'm only going to be gone for, let's say, a week. Wouldn't there be like? There's always going to be water. You're not using it in a water heater, so it's not going to, when the water gets to a certain temperature, it turns off, don't it?
Yes, it'll turn off, and then, once that water cools down, it just turns back on. So, it really wouldn't be a problem, with having it running. The only problem that I could foresee, and this would, you never know, is if something would happen and your hot water heater was to rust out, and you're gone, and all of a sudden you've got that water would be drained out, and then that water heater would be running, and but then just burn that element up. And pretty much if your hot water heater burst and you had it leaked out anyway or rusted out, you'd have to replace the whole thing anyway. So it's kind of a if it happens, you're fixing the whole thing anyway.
Right. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Got about 2 minutes left, Joe.
And that's something too. If people are leaving home for an extended amount of time, you would want to, like he said, turn the water off to your home, or the safety tip we were talking about as far as never leaving appliances running, like your dishwasher, your washing machine when you're gone. Those are all things that we do them all the time, but you're gambling if you do.
Yeah, I know. I keep it. Did I ever tell you the story about the mouse that ate the hole in my washing machine water hose?
No.
My neighbor did something with rat poison. Mm-hmm. Okay, because he had rats. Okay. This is how it was explained to me.
Oh, the mouse was trying to get to the water?
And then the mouse, because rat poison makes them very, very thirsty. Somehow he instinctively knew there's water in that on the other side of that hose. So I turned on my washing machine and walked away. And I could hear it. And I thought, boy, that sounds different. And I went there, and the water was going everywhere except on the clothing.
Right.
Long story short, took it apart. Did a terrible job at that, by the way, because I didn't know what I was doing. I should have gone to YouTube first, and found the hose. Went to the building that is now occupied by the Literacy Council, by the way. It used to be Goldman's
Appliance. Yep.
Got the hose and put it back together. But when I showed him the hole, he said, "Oh, a mouse did that." Mm-hmm. And I said, "A mouse? I don't have any mice." He says, "Well, you do. You don't realize it." And then I remembered my neighbor telling me that. And anyway, so if your neighbor is putting out mouse poison, the mice will come over to your house looking for water.
They will. So if you have any disasters, floods, fires, storm, tree damage, or you are interested in some new construction, additions, remodeling, give me a call. My number is 352-817-6574, or you can email me, joe@damageflorida.com.
Thank you, Joe. As always, great. And
thank you.
Even brought a a prop today.
A little prop.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have a great day.
And call us if you need Joe's information repeated. And it's what I said at the beginning. Seriously, get one of Joe Reichel's damage control's magnets. It's the size of a business card. It goes on your refrigerator. I have 2 of them.
There you go.
Just in case I know somebody who needs it. We'll take a little break and be right back. This is WOCA.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
It's Secret Santa time, and you drew Carl. He loves kitten videos, talking about kittens, and drives a tiny car that looks like one. Carl needs to man up, so get him a quality 7-piece Evercraft combination wrench set at Napa for only $9.99. $9.99 for wrenches to take those ridiculous kitten ears